Yes.
So today actually we tried to connect. Initially could not, but later actually I was able to connect your machine. Okay. So due to lack of connection, we could not do much today.
Okay, no. Which we are using? Have you that mapping?
No, we didn't touch your machine, Rajani. I logged in and closed in. I didn't touch it.
I think LP_Dev, right?
Yes, it's LPA. What we have to do? We need the correct data, right? Then you have to update of the error table, right? So that's of error table that we have to pass and some also, right? ID. Can add a port here in the table and so key column. It's checked out, right? Complete the light in that.
Yesterday you told that you will be showing us the audit table and other SQL.
Leave any room for me, please.
No, Rajani, to be honest, if you want to click the interview in one shot, so doing seriously, Rajani.
participating in the project?
I think so.
Good. So you are participating?
Yes.
Good. Who is participating actively? So to do to take key column also. So column is address ID here, right? So in the we should have address ID here. What happens if you is there? What you I explained to you yesterday, right? If error to the data, it will go to the error table. Now, when the actual data means correct data, to load data into the error table, and what's the status, guys? The status of the record if it still is there in the data. Okay, it looks good. Fine. Good. This thing you guys can connect, right? Or connect. Got says name, workflow name, time. I can just create a parameter for source. error will the name, right? Variable. Same where it is. One name. How are you?
Good, how about you?
Good. I need somehow to join.
I'm using my brother-in-law's hotspot and seeing on from my cell phone. I can just only see very tiny things. Yeah. I'm feeling sorry for myself today.
Right question.
Yes, Asim.
Rajesh, quick question. So outsource, you put dollar source. Is it a parameter or is it a system table?
Created it, right?
Okay. So why create that outsource parameterized? Like, okay, I got it. Okay.
Build source. And I'm going to make this as reusable. Okay. I was planning to create it in a folder actually. Let me create in shared folder. This one. Here it's to make it as reusable, so we can use in any other method.
There's only one source parameter, built-in parameter, right?
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah. The third and fourth one. PSTM SC underscore.
Yes, see.
Yeah.
The target.
Target. The source will also be listed. That you have done in the other mapping.
It's not here. So, hey guys, put on. Can put on mute from your side. Okay. Guys, will just error message.
I mean, this mapping that CAD underscore STG is the source, right?
in this current mapping, that LP underscore cust underscore add underscore STG, that's the source, right? So that was present in the string variable.
STG. Where is
Fourth from the last.
it? Target. Both one. It is one here, right?
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. I was pressing.
No. Oh, now here it is. Load date. Oh, okay, we should add the date here also. So he not add. If it is reusable transformation, you cannot do anything. So it in transformation.
Imagine you did some update date. You told us to do something in the update date. So what was yesterday? You to update date. No, if one of the table you took that one.
I did in STS. Okay. Source record, you guys can concatenate all the source record and then pass it here. You have to concatenate all the ports. Okay. So data. So also we need to add to this port. P for this port. Yes.
The outsource session is 20,000. When do we use C-Lob?
See, we don't have any information.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, database, if it is C-Lob, we still use
Yes.
that string. Okay.
Yeah. Part completed. Now what left? The
Hey Rajesh, I have a
yes.
question. Rajesh, the sequence generator is populating the primary key for the error table, right? So the same table will be updated by another mapping. So what happened to the key, the secret key? It will be added up, or it will take the next value, or it will start from one, or whatever. In the other mapping perspective.
Okay. Good. Make same sequence generated everywhere. Okay. Now, when you get data, what I need to do? I need out in the T. If they are not right. Why quality? Because all rows for same ID. That's why. I need to send here, guys. I send so right. You're the query. update underscore PA underscore, what is the table name, guys? Error logging. What you want to see? Set error and with the date also. Name UPT. Good date. STG. The column name. What was the column name for date? What I'm going to do here, suppose to the data, to having some issue. So I have the data into error table. Tomorrow, we the correct data. So we need to close, right? When insert any data in the error table to insert close, right? Pending should be set out whatever. So whenever any data is coming, we are going to the equality, checking if the data is there in equality. If yes, update it. Okay. What we need to do? We'll run and check if the error is then about the workflow.
Equally, we are comparing using the address ID, right? Address ID from the router. So where we pass the source record, can just pass the address ID, right?
I just pass the source key there. Oh, it's record? No, that's wrong. Here, we pass source key. But it call you have to it. Got it?
Okay.
Okay, so I just connected to the source. And if you want the port name, see, in your it's not going forward. So add it, we can change. Select add, where it came as address ID F. I will tell. Address ID I'm not going to take as output. Since remove this output. Here commit also in the SQL. Going to do here, write a abort function here. If you have any issue, I want to abort the workflow. No. With the SQL message, give one symbolic value. And load anything from here, right? In the zero is false. Okay. Okay. So this is your stage load mapping. You need to set the audit table. guys. Audit table basically.
But
After table, whenever your workflow will start, and then log you need to update as well. Table structure. No. What do in audit table? You have to add a flow here and just say map it. Here you have to add a flow and say mapping completed. Get load plan. First flow, the main flow, and then last flow. That's it.
In the flow for the audit table, what will be the source?
So the dual any source table text and query as select X from dual. So it left one row for you.
Actually, today we were trying to do that only. We were confused with just thinking what needs to be connected and so.
Just
Hey, Rajni, can you send the structure to Rajni? Rajni can verify whether we did the right thing or not?
So in audit table, before the actual mapping executes, we will be loading the session name, workflow name, and all in the audit table. Is it? Have something started.
let me do that.
Thank you.
Ready here. We just target map same. That's it, right?
Should we have record count and all in this audit table?
Reconciliation table. We are not creating that. follow me is going. I'm going to do here, I want to create a maplet. But unfortunately, I don't have that text here. With the we can store procedure also the same if you want, but if you want, I'll create maplet there itself. What the maplet, guys? Get the target. Value. I will with the start, just update with the date and the start time, and enter we can the process again to do the same thing. So it will create two processes post. So let the maplet be preload. Preload. One exercise solve source.
Yes.
Today in the class we did audit tables only, but we don't know whether we did it right or wrong. You would have to say
That's fine. Let's see. I'm just going to do the same thing.
okay.
So connect this one message. Anyway, we are not going to create a message and all right. Okay, this expression not looks good. Usable expression. So let's what to do in code. And all is also not needed. It's saying one port should be the input port. So port you have here. And what else, guys?
Started and
Yeah. Post load. They have many reusable components. Okay. I cannot drag to and may not be created in Maplet. That's the limitation. So preload process, guys. So I opted for preload.
So, just quick question here, Dinesh.
Yeah.
Yesterday saw that in the maplet you took some input, but in maplet you have not taken it. Input, is it compulsory or is
Where?
I study in one of the applet is input port. Input. Now it's a kind of procedural like thing where you'll pass something input and then output will get something. One applet, right?
I'm just taking the source, but not needed. You will always take a source there. Oh. And I guess in the map, well, do you need any source and target name? Or name should be sufficient. Target I'm using, okay. In and post both. Key map source and dollar target invalid one. What I'll do, I will parameter quickly. Pre-load maplet you already have. Now we'll create one post-load maplet.
That is going to assume somewhere, right?
Line parameter file. Now, you have to write a query in properties. To one row, right? Writing this query. And also we'll write the same.
In this maplet, we are using an expression, reusable expression, right? We have written like mapping name is $PM, all user built-in variables, right? So maplet and whichever mapping we use, that will be correlated to this mapping, to these names, to variables.
Yes. Now I'll go to the main mapping. In applet, I'm not going to pass any input because already source is there. So, and in the status table, I can make it as column, or you want me to write update override. It does. I don't key in the table, guys. What is? If you have key, then don't have to do anything. If you don't have any key, then update override here. In code. Hey guys, give me 1 minute. Just attach the source. Select your source, but you cannot bring target. Now just give logical name as and we post. That's it. Done with the code. Yes.
Why do we need that update strategy there? Do anything, right?
In mode of the row as update. Right?
Without that, we can target to
Target override will work only when your mode the row as a update. So in the target load plan also we need to set that first pre-execute and then post execute. Right? Go target load plan and will be in middle and you pre and post. Yeah, that's fine now. Guys, your stage load done.
Updating and post load readiness. The status and end time is it?
Yes.
And write the source target mapping name and
Nothing.
other than the status and time, we need to populate those values, right? Where-
That come automatically by build variable. No?
It's in L16.
Okay.
Your expression. We created one level expression here, right?
Yeah, we are connecting it through the update strategy, so I thought only those two columns will get updated.
All columns coming from applet.
Okay.
What you guys have to do now, run flow, testing, and the testing tomorrow I'm going to show you test case preparation, and then I will start working on your that load. So I guys have to go through one flow. At first one pre-flow, then explain this one direct load, some to explain the error flow, and to explain the post-load flow. One, then put some data in the file, start running the workflow, check everything is doing good or not. Okay, and I can connect to the schema. New schema. That schema is LPASTG. You can open another code and connect to that schema. What is RK? So I start working on that. Who want to explain first? And to make sure every tool or process. So distribute the work and give explain one component, whatever I told you. Okay?
Okay.
I'm to give you the control. I will present or just get the control and you transfer how you can transfer it actually. The presenter, then you can transfer the role or not. Okay, Swati, you can just control my desktop and then the port and everything, and you can ask one by to explain one. Okay? Swati,
Yeah.
just get control of my system. I will not be in front of the system, guys. So finish it off and give me a call.
Raj,
Yes.
I have a question actually. Well, compare SQLT and lookup. Lookup will return if it returns more than one record, it will be a problem. But we have that multiple lookup value property. So in this case, we have to just check if there is error record. So it doesn't matter if it is one record or multiple record that returns, right?
What is called
Multiple,
batch, right?
yeah,
In case of multiple batch, you want to get first row, second row, or third row, right?
yeah.
So you have multiple row, or you update it.
What I'm thinking is, in this case, when we are using SQLT, we are passing all of the good records that was a previously record or not. We are passing all of the good records. But we use lookup that can filter those, right? Really pass.
Not filter record. Lookup will cast it, so who will bring time the lookup.
Yeah, also for each and every good record, the SQLT will hit the database, right, for update.
Yeah.
Where we use lookup, we can check, because when compared to rejected and good records, only a few will be rejected. Have all cache for rejected and just there and then use update strategy.
Same will happen when you equal records for that source key. Look up, and if you have multiple the person, so get all the record from the lookup. But our equality condition here, let me check. We are giving address ID and have 5 to 10% of address ID. In that case, okay, let's think. What was if you have a huge set of data, right? So to update multiple records at a time by passing one or two ports, not all the ports. You can go to SQLT or you have to go for update override. So look, use the and then of course, yeah, you can then update the target. That also you can do. Then save the database hit. So what you do before SQLT, look for data. If it's there, then go for update. That's fine. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Cross. Good point. So what you guys do now here? One all the flow, guys. You have how many flows? 3. Flow, the error log flow, error update flow, and then post load flow. So you have 5 to process. And then what this maplet is doing, that's the 6th one. This mapping and this maplet, what it's doing. So you 8-9 points and understand it clearly, more than enough to explain your project. What he assigned the work to everyone and to what this maplet is doing, load, what post load is doing, what error reference check is doing, what is doing, just one by one, and if any not able to explain it clearly. Well, this one, then running this workflow, this mapping, and see how the data is getting loaded, and then rise workflow. Okay. So I'm in front of system for half an hour. Go ahead and discuss and give me a call.
Before you leave, one quick question. So in our ETL design document, this flow you need to explain, right?
All flow you need to explain there.
So you have written the earlier one. When someone has written the earlier, we have to write the same way, right? Diagram.
Let's discuss all the points and then update document. Okay, let's just start now.
So like,
Before we can start, could you just, anybody can show me how this target loading is being decided? I mean, the preload, second is the main value, and third is the
Can you make it little bigger?
mapping then
1 minute, Pradeep, just a minute. I'll just show.
target load plan.
Yeah,
Okay.
you have to just set it.
Okay, all right. Thanks. Okay.
How to make it big? Oh, this one.
Yeah, 20, make it 100. You can start like, so what is the Rajanish told 7-8 points, right? So what is the kind of background algorithm we following actually here? Before mapping, what actually we are doing here? Can you explain that one?
What we are doing is we are loading customer address staging table from a flat file, okay, and that is main mapping. Before doing the map, during the flow, we are updating our status table with the name and all those properties and start time. And after running the mapping, we are doing another flow which updates them and the status is completed or okay something. See what we are supposed to do. We are loading it from source flat file to a target file. Okay. So how shall we go about to explain?
You can ask alphabetical order actually. Means if somebody understand, he can try. You can go.
Alan will not be able to view the desktop, right? He is connected through phone.
So I'm unable to do anything.
Oh, okay, Alan.
I cannot able to control the mouse also, and I don't know how to do this now. I was not there yesterday. I was able to see in desktop yesterday. I was only hearing yesterday. That's it.
Oh, okay, no problem. Okay, like can you go this explain and the next maplet?
I can do expression, but I wasn't there for the maplet. Probably somebody else can do that one.
Okay, so okay, yeah. This is the very first expression which gets connected from the source file. Okay.
So basically, they have dragged the address, custom address from the staging source, and that included with that update. It was an update, and no, came with that. So everything was dragged across, and the data type was string, and everything we put the expression to filter out the data that will go to the maplet, and it has to be the same, the data type, precision, and scale, and the input and output has to be the same. That's if I missed out anything.
Sasha, why the Rajanish took update date in the customer address?
Address needs to be like, for instance in the these records need to be updated, so that is why they need to include the update.
You want to say that address can
Like
change
like
with
for
time,
instance,
right?
like if they want to change the address and want to change the home address from one address to another, they move from one place to another place. That is why you have that update column.
So, what the purpose of putting this expression after this source qualifier? What this expression is doing actually?
I'm not 100% sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think they just filter out the data, and I don't know how it flows. I'm not exactly sure it flows to mapping.
Fatih, you have any clue why this expression is why he put expression instead of why between he put expression, maplet and all these things?
Could you just study right? So could you just stop that expression and then scroll towards right? Ports will be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see only the input from the source file has been dragged to this expression. Nothing else we are doing in this expression, right?
Yeah.
That's not why he put this. What is the purpose?
I guess
If we do not use this one, what will happen?
I think he said yesterday it's a general standard to have an expression after the source qualifier. Does anyone remember?
He said like this is actually not needed, but it's better to always have an expression. Yeah, so that and all the flow, whatever we do into the mapping after the source, right? They go through the expression, and then from the expression, all the flows will get bifurcated.
Okay.
This is what I remember from what he said. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, nothing is done here. Only that whatever the input ports here, that those are mapped.
Yeah, that's it. And then you just the whole source puts to the expression.
Okay.
So you are saying that this is technically required. Technically required, or why it is required? That is the question. I know that it is being used, but why? What is the question? Is why?
Pradeep, if everything I mean hearing others, it looks like it is technically not required, but a standard requirement where, as Rajnish was telling, after the source qualifier, we have to have a kind of transformation. This transformation, only for the standard requirement or best practices, you can say.
Okay, that is true. No, okay.
Because even if you see in the expression itself, there is nothing. It is nothing being changed here, right? Maybe why he wants in that way is because you can find sometime the SQL or the data type in database may be different from what is available in the Informatica itself.
Listen, you Manas, bring mouth near the microphone.
Okay, so is it audible now?
One more time.
Yeah. So why the standard came? This is just a guess, simple guess, is because there are a lot of data types which are not present in Informatica, whereas those data types are present in different, table or database. What happened that we are getting data from Oracle, from DB2, or from some other thing, and data types are different. To make it a kind of uniform and can be used in Informatica, the reason they are having a transformation just after the input table, so that to make it uniform.
You are correct, Manas. You are correct. I think Rajnish told this is the technical reason actually. Yeah, means I think this is the technical reason that we having different source code, and we want to make it uniform in Informatica. That's why we need an expression transformation. Yeah, I think this is the technical reason. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a pure guess from my side. So looks like reasonable.
No, that is no. Rajanish told something like that. I can recollect. Rajanish was telling one day the same thing. Okay, we can have a DB2. We have so many file external, so many things. Yeah.
Okay.
I think these are good. Okay. So now we have expression. Now what next?
So
What is
Manas,
the
so
next
is
next
it like,
trying to do?
yeah, one minute, Ravi. Manas, so from different files we will be taking it to a single expression, is it? In this particular mapping we have only one source file, so if all we have some 2-3 files, we'll be connecting everything to one extra transformation.
Yeah, Jay, what they do is, say for example, we are accessing 3 different tables, one from Oracle, one from DB2, and one is from Sybase. Say, taking an example. So either in the I mean, is that the initial one, right? What transformation you call? The SQ starts with SQ.
Q is source qualifier.
Qualifier. So they say that source in the source qualifier itself you can do you can combine it from the 3 different types, right? And write the sequence out, so you can get it from the 3 different tables. That else you can have one expression for one table and then you can merge it.
Okay. Okay, if everyone is clear, shall we move to the next one?
Yeah.
Yeah, Swati, you can explain actually what is the other flow like. So now Anisha was talking. Anisha can talk like why he has taken one maplet, a expression, and why router.
What is
I'm explaining this.
No, don't shy, Anisha. Means nobody shy actually. Means I do not know even anything. So we are discussing. If whoever knows, just talk. Okay, not a problem. But give the alphabetical order first. So if Anisha want to pass, then probably Anjali is there, right? Like
may I with
we see that from expression.
maplet?
Well, I'm not familiar with this too much, but I think it is used like you want to keep logic in one mapping instead of creating different logics in this maplet. You just keep on this one logic. I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, that is right.
No, if you want to go to the maplet.
Yeah, I think this maplet, Swati, this maplet you have to go to the designer and open that maplet. Can you open that particular maplet?
Yeah.
You have that maplet in Rajani's designer. Here, not here. He has some parent, right? Parent or some this thing. I think share is LPA, share one is LPA. You can go there.
So first you have to bring ST. You see that, yeah, that is the one you need to click, yeah. So maplet.
Yeah, see it, yeah. Go on little up, yeah. Bring that one.
Okay.
Oh, saying it's copy. No. So what you have to do? You go to the shared. You check the shared. Go to the map. You are in the maplet designer, right?
That's in the maplet design. But I think you want to copy it.
Yeah.
No, to go to the shared. Try to go to the shared. What is shared?
Maplet design is from LPA shared. So pick the shared one.
Shared. You have to go to shared.
Maplet is there.
There is
No, it's not there.
it's mentioned. It has to be in this one. Oh, do I have to do it here?
So it is in the source.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
So
It's a error check, right? Some error check he was doing, right? Reference check, address reference check, right?
yeah, this is address reference check.
We try this one, okay? Hey, Swati, let me
Yeah,
try
yeah.
this.
One, I'll just close this. Yeah, it's clear.
Just take
It's
it
clear.
more.
So, can I explain this one?
Just open it.
It's not ending.
For me, it's very difficult to control from here. Okay.
Swati,
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Yes, Alan.
I was not there yesterday. Can you tell me what does the maplet does here?
Okay, so Pradeep, you were saying
Yeah,
that you
that's
will
what
be
Alan I'm
explaining,
trying
right?
actually.
Okay.
Yeah, and everybody will get a chance to explain. Okay, maplet basically whatever I understood. Maplet whatever I understood is reusable thing which we can use. Concept is basically input and output, and there is a processing. Like input is basically what are the pass input, and only the value will be getting as an output. There is some way to bring in the input in this maplet when we create this maplet. So basically, we are trying to work on address reference, means whether these are correct or not. The city, state, zip code, country, email, and phone. Because these things, Rajanish was telling that we need to check, and we would check it. Their code, and let's say city code is there. So there will be a code table defined which will hold the different code, and for correct value would be there stored. What we will do, we Swati, can you this transformation expression one?
Oh, you
Next
expression one. This one?
Yeah,
On the first one.
expression. Yeah. No. This is
The one.
after input. Yeah, after input. Yeah. Go to ports. Yeah. So what we are doing actually, we have defined some user-defined function. L3 martin upper. Last here for the city taking input, and out we are using that particular user-defined function to state, same to zip code, same to country, and same email. Email address indicator, basically we will check some syntactical thing in the email address thing. There are two things actually. One is whether this at the rate is there or not. So to do that, we are doing the in string, like we are passing the email and at the rate occurrence of this one. So in string. So if the in string is greater than 0, we know that there is an at the rate is there. And we also, what we are doing, because there is a .com, .net, .edu things are there, so it will be -4. If you ask and revert back to the beginning points, we'll get that one, right? That the rate. So sorry, we get the .com or .net. So basically, if we get that one, then this indicator will be true, otherwise it will be false. So there are two logic we are implementing in this check. So now Swati, close this one. Close this particular one. Yeah, only this. Yeah, okay. So what we are doing? So we are creating one indicator here, email indicator, which would be true or false. And we also getting the out email address, there are two output for this email. One is complete email, another is the indicator. So for telephone also, what we are doing, we are passing actually a variable port for the telephone number. And Swati, open that one. So we are doing a telephone number L3 mark stream, and I think there was a check actually on the telephone, right? Somewhere it was, check. So what we will be doing, any telephone number would be digit including those hyphens after third and after seventh. Okay, that should be 12. And if you replace those hyphen by null, it should be 10. So that has been done here. And all 4 and 8 position, if there is a hyphen, so that is actually string being done for 2 positions. And if all these are kind of satisfied, then it's a means the conditions, all the conditions are true, else is false. So it is the same kind of technique Prajnesh has implement here. Telephone number indicator like email address indicator. So we can see these functions. We can about all these functions, how replace erase, care, ORs and all these things. But the logic is there. Can you close that one? So I have to remember 2 things that here. One is the indicator field, and another is the telephone number field is being used output. Okay, so variable and another telephone number. Okay, few telephone number. Okay, I'm not here why he has put that telephone number. Why he has not used output as telephone number? Why he has used that one first of the variable, then again telephone number as output as the telephone number? About that one, what is the justice for that one?
Still he is using L-trim and R-trim, right?
Did all spaces left and right on the telephone number, and that is the value he want to use it in uploading it to the table. So then he is using the telephone number.
Yeah, good logic. Then same logic should have been used in the email also, right?
If he is
you are doing the L3
function, no. See, Pradeep, it's here. Using a user-defined function.
Oh, okay.
Because
that is a character one, so the UDF has a also. But since the telephone number is a number, he can use because the UDF had a upper, right? So he cannot use that upper. So that's when he exclusively mentioned L trim and R trim instead of using that UDF.
Yeah.
Oh, but
That makes sense. Right. So
why variable is being used and not just the output port from an expression that he's using, like a UDF function or L trim? Can we use the same output from, and why are you using like variable and then using the output from variable, the other port?
Which one?
For cases, why can't we use the same output, like from this expression, this output we're getting, right? Why can't we
let us take example of telephone number then, right?
Okay.
What Minu is saying, like,
go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Sati, go ahead.
Close it.
What's this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let me pause it. So Minu's question is that why we are taking one extra step. First, we are using that variable, and then in the up we are using that particular variable. Instead, we can directly use that particular email, and we can kind of do that particular conversion there, right? That Q trim, R trim, whatever we are using. Why are we in intermediate step? That is the main question, right? So what advantage of having extra step?
Okay, I think that can be done also. If you see in telephone, he has done it, but in email address, did he?
No, no, Manas, even in telephone and email, it's the same thing. We're having 4 ports for telephone and 4 for email. I think he is using a variable because, see, in this indicator expression, no, we are using the variable everywhere. If you don't use a variable and directly use input only, then every time you have to trim it. Then give trim and again input telephone number. Again, you have to use so many times.
No, is in variable you can change the values.
Yeah.
But input means it is input, okay. Input variable is okay. We understood that. So output will be going, but for if we change any values, then we have to declare as a variable. So even if you do L trim, R trim, are you going to declare as a variable?
You'll not get if you get. You may say you want to treat that as output port.
Yeah. See, this particular calculation is done for indicator, right?
Yeah.
If you see V telephone number, V underscore telephone number, what exactly? It will be replaced by a data, some data. So the data comes from output or from input or variable. It matters.
But I think, see, here you're telling a variable will have a different value, right? It will have a value that changes. The input is trimmed and it is stored in a variable. So obviously the data will remain the same, but length of the data may vary, right? Kind of a variable, no?
Swati, I think what Manas is saying makes sense. What Manas is saying is that telephone number, when you try to operate some function on the telephone number, you cannot do that on an input port. You have to use that one on a variable port. Or you have to pass that an output, okay? And that's what L trim R trim is used on the variable port. You cannot use it on an input port. Now, next thing is that out telephone indicator part is okay. So, number 3, that you are using a V telephone number.
Let me. What I am thinking is here the variable port and output port doesn't make any sense. Take the case of city. City is defined as input, and then out city, which is we are changing actually. We are changing the values and we are putting it into out city.
One second. Let me say something. See, if we don't use that V email, every time in the output port, you have to call that user-defined function. There will be so many calls to the user-defined function. When you use this V email variable, you will use it only once, and that is a static value, and you will use that variable everywhere else. You will not be calling those functions again and again.
But no, I didn't get that. You are telling, using L trim, R trim instead of UDF, or what is the point? I didn't get that actually.
V email, we applied the defined function of trimming, L trim and upper.
Okay.
So if we avoid this variable, we have to call those functions in everywhere where we check that email.
Okay, let us think of, say, V email. We don't have V email. Or as output only. We defined instead of V, where we define as output.
Okay.
Here,
in the if condition.
We will not require your number 12, out email address. Right. So we can deal it. I think he just created that.
What are you saying, Manas? If
I am telling is the row 10 and and 12. Okay. You can get rid of 10.
What Angita
okay.
is telling is,
Okay,
if you get rid of 10, 11th expression you have to call the UDF again and again.
Yeah, got it.
Okay.
I got it. So number.
Tell it to explain it once to everyone.
I think we can. Yeah, that is a good point. Like there is some trick which Rajnish has applied here. So I think in the output also you can use some function. Okay, stepwise it is okay, but essentially in this mapping we have to have some indicator. That is the one major thing, like email address indicator and telephone indicator, which is the true or false based on that law he has applied, 12 digit and at the rate and dot. So I think we are fine with this transformation. So can you close us, Swati?
One thing just to add, I think the
Swati?
output.
Yeah, Pradeep, 1 minute.
He was telling something.
What I was telling is, I think in the expression, if we have declared one port as just the output port, it will be used in any other, expression. Expression in the sense, in other port.
Columns, right? And that's the same expression.
Yeah. If we have that, what is that? Address, one variable we have used, If it's a output port, then we could when we use it in the out email address indicator expression. Okay.
It or
I just tried. So I was just
maybe in the port. I mean, if you
But
open
actually, no. If you go here and go to ports, none of the output will be displayed.
yes. So that is one that I wanted to check. Okay, then you are right.
So everyone is clear with it, or any confusion?
Yeah, I think.
What Anjali mentioned is a good one. Yeah, there are some tricks actually there. Okay, so you can close if there is no other questions on this particular transformation. I'm moving into another tricky one. So now, move it to the right side with me. It to the right side. Validate address. Yeah, move it to the right side. So if you look up, actually Rajnish has taken one table. Okay, one table. Can you go to the ports? Yes. Yeah. What he has done actually here, here there is city code, state code, country code, and zip code here. So what we have to do, we have actually there is a code table where we will. This is part of the code table. Whereas the city code is existing in this table. Okay. In our input city code, which is coming from the source, is in city code city code equals to state code equals to out city. That will be correct. I have one question here. Why? Yes.
Let us go first the properties.
Faster?
Properties. That is the one, Swati.
Okay.
Properties or condition?
Yeah.
Okay.
Properties. I think properties have to go. See that particular table. What is that particular table? TAPA address reference is actually the table where we need to see the structure of this table. TAPA address reference. So can you go to the table, Swati? You have this one. TAPA address reference. Go to the diner.
Get it right?
No, no, no.
Or
The target is an area. That is fine. So is that?
I
And
can go to the
the-
parent actually, shared. Shared, yeah. Go to shared, target, yeah.
First
Address reference, the top one.
Reference.
Yeah, first one, yes. Target. Yeah, so what is happening here?
your fourth column.
Yeah, actually, before that also Rajanish mentioned one thing, right? That there should be one table which is kind of code, then code type and description. You on that table? Code type description. Code is code type. First is the code type.
This is the table he created for like.
So what is the table he talked about?
This is the table he created reference.
Before that also he discussed one table, right?
I
Remember?
think, yeah. I don't think
He told the city code is for New York NYC, but it is an input file will be New York, right? So that is what he was telling, that this particular
Yeah, exactly,
will be
this one. I was talking about this one. Talking about this one. So type code should be city, code is New York, description is New York, something like that. So why he has not used this LPA decode? Instead of that, he has used LPA address reference. Like what will happen? Like everything would be.
like explaining, right? Go ahead. So I was just about to tell.
I'm explaining, but you can interrupt.
Decode is just to get the complete description of your particular code. So suppose if it is New York NY, the description will be New York. That's what he said. Address reference is to check if your city, state, country, and zip code matches with your address input table. All the 4 columns should match. That he has done a look.
Okay, no, that's actually fine. So that's yeah, fine.
Okay.
Okay, so let me continue then. So in LPA address reference, you can see that these are city code, state code, country code, and zip code is there. 4 things here. So we have to insert that one, insert into this table as a kind of lookup means it is a kind of table, master table, where we will insert everything. In our case, what we'll do, but I think in real life they generally get this data from USPS. I can tell.
no.
Mapping table then now.
Rajnish was telling that you will be getting one file for this particular table.
So
You're getting one
will
source
already
file,
have,
right?
One source file for this table, so we can have a mapping and load it. So now we can load it, with manually, but at a point of time, we develop a mapping on that. So let us not go into that.
You were saying something?
Yeah, so this is the table he manually created, and it's a same table. It's a part of the main target table. Is that right?
No.
It's not a part of the main target table. He has just taken these 4 fields and he has added a separate reference table. So basically from the source, whatever data comes, have a lookup into these tables whether all these 4 fields are matching. If city is 1 and state should be some correlated to 1 in this table. For city, state, country, zip code will have 1 value, right? It should match with your source input. To check if all these 4 values are matching, we're having a lookup on this table.
Okay.
Yeah, it is the correctness of the data. That's what this will is being used. Like you will have the city, state code, country code, and zip code, and so we'll make sure that data is correct or incorrect based on checking this table. So, Swati, can you go to that mapping, please? That particular maplet one was showing, something.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, yeah,
I'll
yeah.
minimize the expression or you
Right
want
side.
it?
Yeah. Yeah, you can minimize. Yes. Yeah, okay, you can do like that. Yeah.
Look up.
Double click it. Yeah.
Run through all the properties of, under the properties.
Yeah. So lookup table, we have already discussed that TCP address reference. So this code are there. So that is the base lookup table name, and lookup cache table is yes. Lookup function will go right now. So these are actually by default all the properties has come here. Not going to talk on this one. We will go to the ports. Go to the ports.
We haven't changed anything here. So.
Right.
No, we didn't change anything here.
Right.
So now in the lookup, we go to the first port, Swati. You can see what are the ports are there. You can see here there are city, state, country, and zip code, which initially kept as lookup port, and all city code has been kept as output port. Initially everything was output also, but city has been kept output port. Out city, out state, out country, output is as the input one. We need to understand why Rajani suddenly put on one port city code as output, because state also we are checking, country also we are checking, zip also we are checking. But made only one port as an output port here. So that, I think the answer once we go to the condition and see the why he has used this put, how we have used, then
I can answer that. I can answer. I'm try to answer why only one column is there as output. Basically, if you see, the whole purpose of this particular lookup is to match and to find out if there is any match for whatever the input is coming, row number 5 to 8. 5 to 8 is, if you see, it is all input, right, though its name is saying out city and out state. But if you see, under I, it is being checked. So that means those are those data which is coming as an input to the particular lookup. And we are trying to have a match. We are trying to see whether any match is there for the in the table itself. So if we find, then later point of time we are checking whether we find any match. So if there will be any match, so definitely city code, state code, country code, and zip code, which is row number 1 to row number 4, that will be populated. If there is, nothing will be found, then those values will be null. Instead of checking for only one, also we can check it. So that way it will improve the performance. So that is only one is.
Manos, I have different notion. Actually, I have different notion. See, here what could happen? Let's say your city code came something, let's say Phoenix, but state code is coming as New York, country code is coming USA, and zip code is like 1001. Okay. So in that case, three key matches, but your city code doesn't match. So
No.
Like anything.
In lookup means in condition. If you see the condition, it is and city code to city code in the table, out country what is coming, and it is being checked in the table itself, and it is all and condition. Either all will have values, all will be having null values. If there is no match, then every field will be populated with null. The reason only one will do.
Let's go to the condition. Yeah, let us go to the condition. Swati. Okay. Yeah, okay. It's very difficult to control. No. Difficult to control. Okay, so you can see here city code, outcome city is making, we are comparing there.
Right.
Similar to state code and out state, country code and out country, and out zip code. So now, Swati, you close this one. Close one. Yeah, press OK or cancel it and elongate that LKP validate ADDR.
Right?
The top one.
This one? What do you want this?
Yeah,
Look for expression.
The
this no problem.
Yeah, we. Other than what I'm saying, cancel it.
Okay.
Cancel it. So I'm trying to make sure that this CT code people can see. So CT code you can see from the CT code which is we put out is now coming to this expression transformation, the below one. It is coming, right? It is coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one. Yeah.
Okay, I'll put it like this. Now, yeah.
A little longer, you make it little, making elongate it. Yeah, like it, it will work. Not working? Yeah, now it works, okay.
You want to minimize?
Good.
Just look up.
So now, minimize.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like somewhere it's
So
going
what
somewhere
we are
else.
doing actually, that's fine. So from expression, which we actually discussed, right, that we have to take so always we have to take some expression that we have taken. Now from here we are dragging the out city, out state, out zip, out country, mail, and out telephone number. Okay. Now we have compared that whether this city, state, country, and zip code is matching or not in the lookup. In the now, based on this condition, we are computing address indicator and address error message. So can you go to the port of one express transformation?
Or
Yes.
No, that's the one.
No,
not the
the later one. Yes.
okay.
That is the one.
Okay. Now let us see what is going on here. So lookup city code is coming here as an input. Out city and out state, out zip, country, all are coming as an input. Now see the output. The email address is made output. Out phone number is there. Address indicator is there. See address indicator. Address indicator also comes as an input. Address error message is there. So let us see what the address error message. To that expand one address error message expression. Yeah. What is happening? Lookup code is null. Lookup code is null, which must actually already said, right? If that any one of them is kind of matching, this lookup out city code null. Everything would return null.
Yeah.
There actually we are computing here error message. If the lookup code is null, then say either city, zip, or country will be null. Wrong. That's what we are saying here. And we are also concatenating it that email address indicator. If email address indicator is coming F, false, then email is wrong. Email else it is null. Out telephone indicator is false, wrong phone number, else is null. Only one thing from this we won't be able to see which one is wrong actually. This is combination. This city, state, country, and zip code is a 4 combination to correct to become one correct address. So now error message is basically being computed concatenating all these things. Now, Swati, you can if anybody has a question here, I think everybody is clear here, right? What is done?
Pradeep, let me see that once. Hold on. Pradeep, 1 minute, hold on.
Yes.
Okay. This F stands for
F
False.
false. Okay.
okay, let's
Okay.
clear with
Thank you.
it. Okay.
Same question, anybody? No, they can proceed further. Okay, so we can close this one, Swati. This whole cancel it. So we what we have done here in this expression, basically we have from the lookup city code is coming. We are using basically to compute the error message, right? And also getting some indicators like telephone indicator, email indicator, address indicator. So if all this thing is being used to compute address error message. Okay. Now once we compute this one in the out table, we are passing city, state, zip, country, email address, telephone number, address indicator, and address error message. The output code, the output is basically type. So template we'll use in our main mapping. So where we came. Now Swati, you can go back to that main. Somebody has no question.
And what is the address indicator there? It doesn't have an input. What have
Indicator
you?
is basically a computation of if all address field are kind of address indicator will come from previous one. Go Swati to the previous expression.
The input is not there.
No, it will go here. Yeah.
It doesn't have an input.
It's not connected actually. I wait. Indicator.
Indicator he made, you know that if the address is wrong or right. As indicator basically true or false, maybe something like that.
I think it should be an output port, and we have to set the flag here.
If you see address error message for the first if sentence, if it should go there. If is null, look up city code, then set this as to true or false.
Yeah, so we have to write it.
So he has actually, if you see, the other if indicator is it's checking for F, right? So the top one is actually it should go to the address indicator. But instead of putting there, he is putting here only.
So we need an address indicator, right?
Yeah, he put the message actually here. He put the error message here. So finally, point is that
If cup city code is null, then address is invalid.
Yeah.
We have to write.
Good. Yeah. So
You wanted to write.
Yes.
Yesterday he had left a few points for us to finish.
I think it's just an indicator. It's either F or
go to the font. Not is null. What is that? Not is null.
It is null of city, right?
If it is null, then it is false, right?
Not null, it's true, right?
True.
Write it like this.
False.
Anyway, it's fine. Else false.
you can write like this, yes.
Okay.
That's it.
Null, not is null. Look up city code.
Validate.
Yeah. Yeah, it actually, yeah.
Okay. This is fine.
Yeah.
So write something output directly, right? You can write something directly.
You can write it, but it will not get displayed, I mean, in the port. Now, address indicator, right? You will get that in ports.
Then I am thinking we always use a variable, right? We first compute things variable, then we pass it to the output, right?
And pass it to some other column, you should have a variable. If you just have to compute it and send it directly to the target, you can do it in output.
A input field will show up here, right? One is input and variable fields will be showing up here. That means we can use those types into your operation, if clause or whatever you want to do here.
Right.
Swati,
Yeah, Naisha.
another thing I just want to say that for email address and telephone number, he put the condition, certain thing. The out CT, lookup CT state, he didn't put the condition. The reason why, because lookup CT and lookup table is coming from the company database, and the other thing is coming from the source table.
Is it like that or?
Because we are comparing the source, yes.
State and zip, those three things along with country code, this four condition, or maybe in the top three conditions, city and zip, that combination should be always true. Maybe it can be coming from USPS or whatever. I used one table also from USPS where they provide all city, state and zip.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying, that it is coming from the company database. That will compare with the coming source table, source data.
That's right. So, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, shall we proceed to the mapping?
Yeah. So,
did you say that,
the next thing is that we have.
What, Manas?
You changed something, so did you save that?
Yeah, it's saved. I think I saved. No.
Swati, so your answer to my question that I asked a question to you is that when we pass some float as an output, we do not write some expression on that one. We have intermediate variable, then even out that one, right? But here, as going to the target, using directly on the output port, right?
Right. We will not see, only once we'll be using this, right? We will not be computing or doing any changes to this. It will be a standard one. If it is, set it to true or false. So if you have to change something like if a count or something and you have to give +1 every time, then you have to use a variable and go for output port separately. Just checking a condition, right? If it is null or not null, and it is on an input port. So you can just directly do it here. I'm not sure if you are clear on what I said.
Philip, you can actually apply formula in output port, but cannot reuse it on other ports.
Rule is, if you expand this expression, so could you just go to and expand it one? See, the ports, yes. You can use only these variables under expression transmission. Did you see CT, code out, CT and all those things, right? If you check back, these fields are coming either from input or from table. You can have an output port which is showing up here. So that means you cannot use those put only output ports. If or whatever you want to have any operation, you cannot do with those kind of ports.
But this port is output port, right? Add indicator.
Which one? But did anything here in the left?
My question was. No. Manas, my question is different. My question is, whenever there is output port, can you write some expression on an output port? Okay. Or should we use some variable, intermediate variable?
No, we are writing that, right? See, in the other transformation, we are doing L trim, R trim, and whatever the data we are assigning it to the output port, right? Or which is defined output. So that means we are able to do that. We can put in R trim to the input port, and we can assign it to output. after assigning this to output, we cannot use in some other ports like here. If not, is lookup city code. So lookup city code is a port here able to use because either it is defined it is being defined as input or as variable.
Greg, I want to continue or you will discuss tomorrow?
Rajneesh, to be honest, this discussion is very fruitful. We are getting good information from the team. We would like to continue this discussion tomorrow, Rajneesh.
No, I will not take class. You will go ahead and discuss.
But how can I see this mapping tomorrow, Rajneesh?
You come to my server and you can see the map.
Can we export it?
What is
Export it to XML so that it will be in our system.
As a backup, Rajneesh, in case your machine you cannot access, we can use this export. At least the diagram will get.
Do you want the mapping?
Yes. Mapping and maplet also.
Send to you, or at least few of you can send to everyone. Okay.
Okay, so we'll connect at 9 tomorrow Eastern.
Okay. Yes.
Just before leaving, I just wanted to know what are the limitations in the expressions when using a reusing the expression.
Reading the expression.
Yeah.
Whatever code you have defined there, you can use that much only. You cannot change the logic. Unless you will go to transformation workspace and change that.
That's 3 only?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
So, Rajneesh, your link could be open tomorrow. Rajneesh, can you use the same link at 9? Rajneesh?
Not be open.
Your link could be there?
No.
Okay, so someone of us will have to send the link on 9. So, hey, Naisa, you did today, right? Can you send one link for 9?
But can we do it at like 8 o'clock?
Yeah, it would be better.
8 o'clock, you won't be there, Rajneesh. Naisa, they're from West Coast. Problem for us.
You want I can send a link.
So, you will be sending the link?
Yeah.
Alan, you can...
Okay, thank you. We will connect at 9 then,
I'll
okay?
let you know No, I'll give it at 9.
Yeah, means don't discuss anything without the team, okay? Means team people should be there, otherwise the discussion is not meaningful. So meet at 9 then.
Yep, okay.
Thanks everybody.
Thanks, Rajneesh.
Thank you.
What time we are meeting tomorrow?
What? At 9 Eastern.
Okay, all right. Thanks.
At 9 Eastern.
6.
And I will send the link.
All right, you everybody.